Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is regulatory bodies of nursing. Regulatory bodies of nursing means the group of people who govern a profession. Here we are talking about nursing. So a group of people who form a committee in order to govern nursing, knowledge of nursing, practice of nursing, and attitude related to nursing, and who look after every activities in the country which is related to nursing. Let's get started with the video. In this video, we will learn about Indian Nursing Council, INC, and State Nursing Council. We will learn their features, functions, and we will learn their organizational structure also. First of all, Indian Nursing Council, INC. This was passed according to the Act number year 48 of 1947, and enactment date was the actual enactment date was 31st December 1947. So the Indian Nursing Council is an autonomous body under the Government of India. Autonomous means independent body under the Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, was constituted by central government under Section 3(1) of Indian Nursing Council Act 1947. This was established to perform a uniform training for nurses, midwives, and other health visitors. The organizational structure of INC starts from President. President is the leader of the organization. After President, there is Vice President, Secretary, Joint Secretary, Deputy Secretary, and Assistant Secretary. Each have their own function according to their positions. Similar structure we can find in the State Nursing Council. We can find a president, vice president, or secretary, but there might or might not be deputy and joint secretary in State Nursing Council. Depends on how the state have formed their council. This was all about organizational structure. Moving ahead, there are divisions, committees of INC. Different group of people run different committees in INC. First of all, Executive Committee, also known as Chief Committee. They maintain the standards of nursing education and practice. They are only concerned with policy making. And then activities controlling. Next is Nursing Education Committee. Nursing Education Committee looks after nursing education, each level nursing education, diploma level, bachelor level, master's level, philosophy, also doctorate level. And they deal with policy matters related to nursing education, as they are Nursing Education Committee. There is Equivalence Committee. Equivalence Committee is formed to maintain foreign qualification for nurses. Foreign qualification means the nurse who are educated in India, who have license of one state of India, can they qualify for foreign studies or foreign work or not? So Equivalence Committee looks after that. Finance Committee looks after the finance of the organization. Finance for any program, finance for regulation, finance for everything. There is a finance committee. Finance committee also perform audit. Next is Vigilance Committee. Vigilance means looking after each new policy, each new program. Vigilance Committee makes sure that whatever policy they have made, the educational institute and medical institute are following that policy or not. Departmental Promotion Committee. There is a separate committee who looks after activities and evaluates the activity in order to maintain the promotion of people working in each committee. Anti-ragging committee. Anti-ragging committee looks after any misleading activity, any unethical activity. If any kind of unethical activity is occurring in the field of nursing, they act against it. So there is anti-ragging committee. Aims of Indian Nursing Council is, first of all, to establish uniform standards for training of nurse, midwives, and health visitors, and then to maintain standards of nursing practice. Standards is related to policy and procedure, both. To recognize qualification, that means educational qualification and training based qualification for registration and employment. Before getting registered or before being employed somewhere as a nurse, you need to fulfill certain criteria of education, certain criteria of training. INC recognizes that. Next is to prescribe minimum standard of education in various nursing programs. Whatever nursing program you are going to join, there is a standard that you need to fulfill before joining that program or before joining that training. INC looks after that also. And next aim is to regulate nursing training programs and policies. These training programs, policies are not just once made. They are made, they are changed. Again they are made, again they are changed, because health, health related field is such a field in which every day there are changes. Every day there are changes in knowledge, changes in practice. There are some exceptions. So we need to regulate nurses training and nurses education on the basis of all the updates that come in the health field. Functions of INC. What INC do for the nurses? They recognize nurses as a separate branch in medical care services. Yes, Indian Nursing Council. Establishment of a separate governing body means we nurses belong to a separate profession. We have our own standards of practice. INC functions primarily for this, recognizing nursing as a separate branch in medical care services. Next is regulating nursing training throughout the body. INC conducts training for nurses. They train through colleges, through hospitals, but they conduct training for the nurses. Recognizing qualification. If you are qualified for working somewhere, if you are qualified for conducting research, then recognizing your qualification is done by INC. Next is seeking information on course of study and training and examination from any state. So if you want to get information about course of study, training or examination, you can directly go to the information section of INC, because every training, every colleges, every educational institute before its establishment, they get a grant from INC. So INC has a list of colleges, a list of training institute that it has recognized. You can go to INC and check whatever you want. Inspect school and colleges of nursing. Yearly or 2 yearly, INC inspect schools and colleges of nursing. They inspect classrooms, they inspect laboratory demonstration lab, they inspect the overall colleges and look after the infrastructure of the colleges. Is that infrastructure enough for the number of students or not? Are students getting trained and educated properly or not? As nursing is related not only to knowledge but mainly on the practice, so inspection of schools and colleges is one of the most important functions. Next is it can withdraw recognition of nursing institution. Withdrawing the recognition of nursing institution means the nursing institution which have not fulfilled the criteria that INC has set, they can withdraw the recognition of that nursing institution and they will no longer be able to take admission for nursing. Next is maintaining Indian Nurses Registration. Maintaining the registration, name and information, everything of the nurses throughout the country. It is also one of the main functions of Indian Nursing Council. Next is as power to make regulation that governs nursing. They have power to make rules, regulations, policy that governs whole nursing profession. Next is permitting badge, title and uniform for registered nurses. Registered nurses have their own dress codes, title, badge that they all follow at a time. So permitting all that is also a role of Indian Nursing Council. Next is bring out publication for upliftment of knowledge and practice. Bringing out publication of new researches, of updated researches can help to uplift the knowledge and practice related to nursing. So that is also done by Indian Nursing Council. We move on to State Nursing Council now. State Nursing Council are present in each state of India. They are constituted in respective state as a regulatory body of nursing. And their function is also to provide, to regulate, and to maintain better training for nurses. Establishment of Karnataka Nursing Council was done in 1961. Features of State Nursing Council is, first of all, it has provision for autonomous body, independent body, comprising majority of nurses. All the nurses that are working in that state are registered in that state. So next feature is, there is a compulsory registration for all the nurses and midwives practicing within the state. Let me tell you, there is a separate registration for midwives, those who are working in the field of pregnancy, mother and child care. There is a separate license for them. Also, State Nursing Council has provision for nurse and midwives to select their representatives, to select their leader. Representatives can be selected from each hospital, each college, each committee, or each group of nurses, each established group of nurses. State Nursing Council has power to regulate nursing education through prescribed curriculum and to inculcate examination policies. So, State Nursing Council can regulate nursing education through prescribed curriculum, to given curriculum, and to include that in examination policies. It has provision of recognition of educational institution, again recognizing all the educational institutions present in that states and also withdrawing that recognition if necessary. If the facilities in that college is not enough for the number of students when they inspect, then they can withdraw their recognition. Functions of State Nursing Council, similar to function of main Indian Nursing Council, but there are slightly some differences. Like State Nursing Council registered the nurse who are able to serve the society as a nurse, who are educated enough, who are skilled enough to provide health services to the society. Next is conduction of examination. They conduct timely examination to evaluate the knowledge and skills of nurses. Next is, they inspect the training institution, colleges and schools of nursing, and grant recognition for them. If all the criteria mentioned by them is correct, then they can grant recognition. Next is maintaining register related to different categories of nurses. State Nursing Council should have a record of all the nurses that are present in that state and present in different categories: nurses, midwifery, community nurses, hospital nurses, educational nurses. There needs to be a maintenance of register for all that. Change of address for trained nurses. If a trained nurse want to change address from one state to another, then that is also done by State Nursing Council. Renewal of registration within every 4-5 years. There is a renewal, there has to be a renewal of registration of nursing within every 4 to 5 years. Next is reciprocal registration for the nurses who wants to move from one state to another state. If a nurse want to work from one state to another, she is registered firstly in one state, but now she wants to work in another state, then she needs to have a reciprocal registration. That is also done by State Nursing Council. Abroad verification is the next function. For the nurse who wants to live and work in abroad, there is a abroad verification which is done by State Nursing Council. And one of the most important is publication. Publication of new research articles conducted by nurses so that knowledge gap can be fulfilled. So publication of new research articles is also done by State Nursing Council. They have their own publication in which nurses from that state can publish their research. Construction of syllabus for different level of nursing education. They can construct syllabus, they should construct syllabus for different level, diploma level, bachelor, masters, every level. They make syllabus for every level. In service education now, for working staffs, for working knowledge, in order to improve knowledge and skill, in order to get updated knowledge, in service education is also provided by State Nursing Council. Next is research, for problem solving, for knowledge determining, for update of practice, and to to evaluate what is the attitude of nurses towards any topic, towards any practice, there needs to be a research. After this research, same state nursing council publishes that research so that nurses all over the state can read the results of that research and they can implement according to that. Further, they can implement, they can update in their activity according to the result of that research. Thank you so much. Next note will be continued in next video.